directly to YouTube from there. It's like a
Are we
bridge of the gap.
live?
Bruce, are we live?
Are we live, Bruce?
I think we are live. I'm in town.
Bruce,
Party is going down.
you. Let's go, pal.
Check out my
Big
bank
stream.
account. I get the cash amount. I get the cash amount.
You. Pal,
I'm too
how
famous.
exciting. How exciting. Bro, we just watched Clash at the Castle, my guy. Let's go.
Bro, I watched Clash of the Castle live while you were sleeping, bro.
Bro, I was asleep after a big Saturday night out in Australia.
Bro, you were flirting with models, bro.
Bro, JTE nightclub, bro.
JTE pulls models.
Facts, bro. Let's get the chat popping, pal. Let's get this
Do we
going.
have anyone watching? I can't even tell.
We have, pal, we're ticking up viewers, pal. They love us here, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's get a few more in here. Let's get the link sent out. We'll get this going,
I tweeted
pal.
the link, pal.
Let's go.
Let's spread the word there, John.
Pal, this is going to be the biggest Clash at the Castle reaction in the history of WWE.
Bro, this is the biggest Clash at the Castle pay-per-view in the history of Clash at the Castle pay-per-views.
Yeah, pal, there's never been a bigger Clash at the Castle, objectively.
There's never even been another Clash at the Castle. I mixed it up.
Michael.
Imagine saying Clash at the Castle 5 times fast.
I'm afraid about what that could turn into me saying on the 5th attempt.
Are you excited for the return of JBL? He's assistant
Pal,
down bad Baron Corbin.
Are you excited for Tyson Fury in a WTA ring?
Yo, Cameron Jackson, Destructor, Maximiliano Perez. What's up, everybody?
Yo. Let's get it. People filing in. This is going to be an intense reaction, pal.
This is the greatest live reaction to the greatest Clash at the Castle in the history of Clash at the Castle pay-per-views. There, John.
Cash at the what'd you say there, pal? What was that?
I don't know what I just said. Mago.
Yeah, Maximiliano.
Ball game.
JBL loves crack, Michael.
Oh, that's a big match, John. There, Mago.
God.
Big match, John. I never said I'm losing a match in my life, Mago.
Al, I think we'll wait until we get 10 viewers, and then we'll start to get some kind of analysis going.
Bro, Gareth got kicked out of the stadium, bro.
Did he?
Somebody started this rumor on Twitter that he got kicked out, and they said they were gonna post a video. They're gonna post a video of him getting kicked out.
Oh,
and then he tweeted he tweeted a picture of the stage or whatever, and he was like, apparently I got kicked out.
Bro, those were complete accusations by Twitter, bro.
Bro, Gareth was yelling at Papa H about the stock price of WWE, so security kicked him out.
Bro, Gareth is a WWE stockholder and investor, pal.
He wants to get the stock prices raised higher, bro, so he can make more money on his investment.
Yeah, all right, pal. I think we should start getting into this. Clash of the Castle 2022. I don't know really I want to begin with the main event, if I'm being honest. I don't want to string out a whole review and then talk about I want to talk about the main event right now, pal.
Okay, let's talk about it. Go ahead.
So,
kick us off.
The thing everyone cares about on this show is Roman versus Drew. Going in, I thought Drew was going to win. I know that would have been pretty, I guess, a bad outcome to some of you in the chat. I know that. But nonetheless, I thought with the build-up, with where they were holding the match, Principality Stadium in Wales, the home kind of continent element of it with Drew, Kevin, I thought Drew was going to win. Okay?
Right.
Did Drew win, pal?
No, Drew did not win.
And why didn't Drew win, pal? Well, what happened, pal?
Well, two things happened. One, Karrion Kross and his lovely wife Scarlett provided a distraction early on in the match to take Drew off of his momentum there, John. And then
Mhm.
at the end, when Drew finally hits the Claymore kick, and it's looking like it's going to be 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, new champion. We get the wide crowd shot of everybody chanting along. Out comes a new member of the Bloodline. And yeah, so it was Roman Reigns' cousin and the younger brother of the Usos, Solo Sikoa. Is that how you say his name? Sikoa? Solo
Solo
Sikoa?
Sikoa, something like, yeah, Solo Sikoa, Solo pal.
Yeah, Solo comes out and he costs Drew McIntyre the match, pal. Pulls the referee out, distracts Drew McIntyre. We get a spear, boom, 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, is still your undisputed WWE Universal Champion there.
Yep, so that extends it to what, 2 years and 2 days, something like that. 730 odd days as champion now for Reigns. Will he get to 1,000, pal, at this point?
I think it's possible. Honestly, it's very possible. I could see it. But before we talk about that, I want to talk
Yes.
about the match itself between
Yes.
Roman and Drew. I thought this match was fantastic. Our Lord and Savior of Wrestling YouTube, Pav, aka Wrestling Gifts, I believe he was the one that tweeted this, saying that this was the first like big fight feel in a main event that WWE's had in a long time. Now, I think Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, had that match taken place in front of fans the way it was supposed to at
Yeah.
WrestleMania 35, that would have had the big fight feel. But this match really did have the big fight feel. I mean, Drew McIntyre was a little bit lukewarm coming into this match. I mean, after like a year and a half, a year or so being in the mid card or upper mid card, if you will. And Roman Reigns kind of flattening out as a tribal chief character. Some people getting tired of it, and other people doubling down, saying that Roman's the best. So it made for a unique crowd dynamic. Mix that in with crazy UK fans that love to chant and sing and who are 100% behind Drew McIntyre. It was really a unique environment and a unique match.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the environment was awesome. It was kind of, I mean, it's everything you'd hope when you have, what was the exact, it was like 65 to 70,000. They said it during the show. How many
62,000.
people? Sorry?
62,000.
62, yeah. Like, and you can actually like feel it. Like sometimes, especially at WrestleManias when the show goes on really long, it feels like there's about 25,000 people there because a bunch of people are just bored and like want to leave. And I mean, you've experienced this in person, pal, with WrestleMania.
I have.
But like with this, it felt like everyone in the stadium near enough was like actively engaged and involved in this match, which it made it that much more fun. The match did go over 30 minutes, which matches that go that long can feel like an arduous chore. Sometimes WWE try and make matches go too long. This one I felt like was just right in that regard. They had a bunch of different stuff go on. Obviously, you mentioned Kross. There was an Austin Theory attempted cash in. There was Sikoa getting involved. There was about 20 to 25 minutes of just general back and forth. These two guys beating the crap out of each other. I really enjoyed it. It was everything I hoped from this match, pal. I guess I'll ask you, what was your, favorite part of this 30-minute, dogfight in Wales?
I would say that the build up to the climax, where Drew McIntyre hits the spear, and then he hits the Claymore kick, and then Roman hits the spear, Superman punch, Drew going for the Claymore kick again, and then finally where he hits the Claymore kick right before Solo interferes. Like that was really just an emotional roller coaster. The match honestly probably could have ended maybe at 3 or 4 different moments before it actually did end. There was just like when Roman hit the first spear, I was like, all right, it's over. Roman's gonna win. He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm the big dog, and yeah, that's it. That's the end of the pay-per-view. But then it kept going, and they get extended like another 10 minutes after that initial spear that McIntyre kicked out of. But overall, yeah, that climax to me was fantastic.
Well, I mean, the match really broke open. It helped that you genuinely thought Drew could well win, just because of the circumstance. Like that usually always happens in Reigns matches, or just turns into a bit of a finisher fest near the end. I mean, same thing with most matches, but the fact that people genuinely believed, and I did, that Drew would win, made it that much more enjoyable. Because as you say, you thought Drew he had the match like 2 or 3 different times in there, and then only for it not to be, which it's disappointing from a storyline sense. Like I wanted the babyface Drew to win. I guess bigger picture now, Kevin, there's going to be a Fury match and probably a Cody Rhodes match or sometime. But for just a tonight standpoint, awesome match, really entertaining. I really loved it personally.
Absolutely, and one thing that I noticed from this match is that like we had voiced these concerns about Triple H's WWE that he was going to shy away from using celebrities or using people with star power or people that
Mm.
look like heroes and just kind of opt for the smaller indie style wrestlers. I think some of that
I
was put to
love
bed.
Adam Cole. Johnny Gargano put on a good match. Go on.
I think some of that was kind of put to bed in this at this show with the involvement of Tyson Fury. The legends like Edge and Rey Mysterio being featured, and now they're going to be in a big story going forward with what transpired in that match, which I'm sure we'll talk about at full length there, John.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we saw that just that theory, I guess, for now being put to bed, at least with the use of celebrities and part timers.
Hmm. Well,
Tyson Fury's was heavily involved in this show, and I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Well, I mean, with Fury, we know that Triple H and Tyson Fury get on well, so it's not like Triple H is pulling a Joker out of his card deck and something we just would never expect. I did like the use of Fury during the match. Personally, I love that theory bit, as you can see from my avatar with the heavyweight champion of the world clobbering Austin Theory in the head. I thought that was hilarious, really funny. Kevin, what do you think when Austin Theory ran down with the briefcase? What were your brutally honest thoughts, pal?
I really I thought there was no way that he was going to cash in. I was like, yeah, there's no way. I just don't see him having a legitimate cash in. I feel like Theory's going to cash in and lose, or he's just going to lose the briefcase in a similar fashion to Otis.
Mm.
I don't see him doing anything with that briefcase, honestly.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Because usually with the Money in the Banks, you can tell, like pretty much as soon as they win it, whether this person's gonna actually win the title. There's usually not much mistake to it anymore. Like I know when Sandow won, I was like, no chance he actually becomes world champion. When, Otis, he's the main one. When he won, it's like just stop. You're not making Otis your world champion. Theory's similar. It's just the gimmick he has isn't a world champion gimmick. Like someone like Seth Rollins, when he won, was kind of like you could tell he was going to be like the champion. When Edge won, he was going to be the champion. When Punk won back to back, it was like, okay, they might give him the secondary title. But like, Kevin, Theory runs down, and I thought something similar to you. I'm like, okay, like how is Drew going to claim his head off and he's going to fail his cash in? Like, how are they going to do this? And then lo and behold, Tyson Fury just clobbers him in the back of the head. So just.
Yeah, I was thinking there's no way that WWE ends this massive European pay-per-view with Austin Theory holding both championships. Like I just couldn't see it. On top of that, Austin Theory is just not going to be the guy that ends Roman Reigns' 700 plus day reign. I just don't see that happening either.
Well, yeah, like you think from like I guess week to week, like from the show point of view, Kevin, and like, okay, Kevin, imagine in a quick hypothetical, yeah, Austin Theory does successfully cash in on this show. Obviously, you have the IWC backlash, people are freaking out, their days are ruined. Then on Raw and SmackDown, we get 10-minute promos of Austin Theory taking selfies with the titles, and then saying that Roman Reigns is a bum. Like, okay.
I know, right? Yeah, Austin Theory. Austin Theory is gonna come out on Raw the next night as WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, and he's gonna be like, "Bro, I took a selfie with Roman Reigns," and then Drew McIntyre's gonna come out with his Kmart sword and start swinging it, and that's it. Like that's gonna be the feud for the next 3 months. I don't see it.
Yeah, and I mean, so yeah, thankfully he didn't cash in. I mean, it just added an extra little moment to the match. Granted, did that match with Reigns and Drew really need Austin Theory running down with the referee, Michael Cole screaming, "Rollins cash in at WrestleMania! Rollins cash in at WrestleMania!" Do we need that, Kevin? No, but it was an extra bit of entertainment, so can't really complain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset. Like, Theory didn't ruin the match or anything for me. I'm not gonna lie, Karrion Kross's involvement took me out of the match briefly because I was just
Really?
stuck on the fact. Yeah, I was just stuck on the fact, like, why? Why is this guy involved? He was literally sitting on the couch doing nothing since he got released. He hadn't been on any big shows in AEW. He hadn't done any like mainstream appearances because nobody knows who the guy is.
Yeah.
He was literally just carrying across this guy that was in a freaking gladiator uniform on Raw because Vince thought it was funny, and now he's gonna get involved in the main event of a pay per view. I don't know. I was a little sour on that, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. And also, just real quick, VWE, there'll be some more Michael Cole impressions later on in the stream. So feel free to stick around, especially in that Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler match. There's a couple that drove me to the brink of insanity from Cole. So I'll be back with that. But as for Cross Pal, I personally really enjoyed that bit. I love Drew McIntyre telling Karrion Kross to shove the hourglass up his ass. I found that the way it was delivered, I lolled, pal. I found that hilarious. I don't know about you, but yeah, pal, you got a 6'6" jacked Scotsman screaming at this. How do you even describe Cross, pal? I don't even know. I'm sure the chat can describe Cross in a few words for us. You got Drew screaming at him, shove the hourglass up his ass. I was going to do a Scottish impression there. That would have been horrible. So, pal, it was a fun moment, but yeah, not unnecessary. Should be fair.
Drew McIntyre. I can't do one. I can't do a Scottish accent. I tried.
Drew, shove the hourglass up your arse. No, it's a bit Irish, but we'll take it. Hopefully,
that's my guy Karrion Kross.
Oh god, Karrion Kross, go out to that ringside barricade and tell.
I love Kross. I love Kross.
Scarlett, go out there for ratings.
I don't want to see Scarlett. Nobody wants to see Scarlett. We want to see Kross wrestle.
Sean, facts. That's facts, pal.
Braun Breaker, he was born better than Karrion Kross, bro. He's the nephew of Scott Steiner and the son of Rick Steiner, bro. How could he not be born for greatness?
Pal, are you excited for Braun Breaker to receive Goldberg chance?
Oh yeah, can't wait.
If Braun Breaker receives Ryback chance, I'm gonna stop watching wrestling forever.
I would not blame you whatsoever.
Like, how are you gonna chant for Ryan Reeves when Braun Breaker's in the ring, pal? Like, that's just disgusting.
Ryan Reeves, bro.
Yeah, but no, bro, I'm just picturing, once again, backstage, you got Triple H and Gorilla. He's got Kross and Scarlett there. He's like, Scarlett, take the hourglass, put it in the ring, flip it, and make Drew McIntyre scared.
I'm the game.
Kross, give me your gladiator outfit that Bruce Pritchard gave you. I'm gonna chuck it in the trash.
Bruce? Did somebody say Bruce? Are we live, Bruce?
Are we live, Bruce?
Bruce, this is what you booked on Raw, Bruce?
Bruce? Mr. Money in the Bank takes selfies, Bruce?
Bruce?
Bro.
It's a fucking joke, Bruce?
Bro, if WWE cared about the fans, they give the Miz the Money in the Bank briefcase, bro.
Oh, God. Bro, the Miz had wrestling Twitter down bad when he posted a picture of himself motorboating Maurice's chest.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that picture.
I did see that picture. I didn't think he'd mention it, though.
Oh, man, that's psychotic, bro. I mean, you brought up the Miz, so I feel like I had to do it.
True. True. Also,
quick
look at the chat. Cameron Jackson, Braun Breaker receiving Ryback chance would be absolutely nasty. That would be awful. Oh, God. And then, Sean, yes, JD did blame Bruce Pritchard for Triple H's cardiac event. That did happen.
Bro, can we talk about the next part of the show, bro? I want to move forward.
One more thing. Drew McIntyre singing after his big loss in his homeland with Tyson Fury. Kevin, did you like Drew McIntyre, the 6'6" Scottish gladiator warlord, singing American Pie with the 6'9" heavyweight champion of the world, pal?
I was not into it, but I understand that culturally that's a thing in England. So I get it. The singing and the chants, like I get it. It was cool, I guess, but not really my cup of tea for an ending. But it was like it felt like the most UK way to end a pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, I mean, true. I think the fact that he's just lost, there's a bit of a like. I mean, you have to send the fans home on something, I guess. I don't know, like if they send the fans home on Roman Reigns looking at a boxing champion, I don't know if that's gonna really satisfy. But yeah, Drew singing, thanking the fans for all the support, saying that Drew never gives up. Drew, hustle, loyalty, respects the nation. Give Drew McIntyre money. He never gives up, pal. Bro, Drew McIntyre, he takes the cancer talent. He never gives up the nation.
Drew McIntyre loves cancer patients, bro.
Oh my god! Remember that like picture where it was like John Cena gives 7-year-old with cancer, or gives 7-year-old cancer. Like you saw that?
Oh, no, I'm not.
That was like a clickbait headline. That was just it was Cena with a Make a Wish, but the yeah,
Yeah, that's so bad.
it was titled John Cena gives 7-year-old cancer. Um.
Wow.
Anyway, that's
Okay.
enough. Kevin, you wanted to move on. Let's move
Yes.
it right along, pal.
Yes, pal. Please, let's do.
Let's
I,
switch
I, I,
gears.
I think I want to talk about I guess the next match of significance, the tag team match between the legends of this business, Rey Mysterio and Edge, taking on the young tag team there, John. I forgot their opponents. I can't remember right now.
The Judgment Day, pal. How can you
Judgment
forget
Day, yes.
Fergal Devitt and your favorite wrestler, Bad Bunny's sidekick, Damian Priest?
Yes, the young tag team, pal, of the 40-year-old rookie Damian Priest and the 41-year-old with his nuts out Finn Balor. How can I forget, pal?
Yes.
All
And
right.
speaking
Yes.
speaking of nuts, pal, I want to talk about the climax of this match, pal. You had Dom Mysterio, pal. Dominic Mysterio quite literally punted a 48-year-old Canadian man in the baby maker. That was the fitting climax of this match, pal.
Yeah, what a moment. I mean, you had Dominic Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero's son. So the son of the late great Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero was in the ring with his alleged father Rey Mysterio and all-time great Edge. And a lot of people were noting this on Twitter that Dominic kind of had bad body language and kind of gave it away. Yeah,
Yeah.
we know. Like we get that Dominic's not a great wrestler, but still, um, he tries. He tries.
Oh, it's so insulting, Con.
I mean, he's not great. Come on, he's not great. Like we know. Let's be honest. Dominic is not
He
a.
tries. He tries. Oh, that's so bad.
I mean, he's not Bret Hart in the ring, there, John. He's just not. We know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was into the match itself. The match was good. It was fine. Ray and Edge are playing the hits. Finn Balor and Damian Priest are in a big spot. The match was well built with a good story. All that, all good. But really, the only thing that we're ever going to talk about from this match is the ending. Dominic Mysterio turned on his alleged father, Rey Mysterio.
Alleged.
Yes, they're still not confirmed that Rey Mysterio is his father. I refuse to believe it, pal. So he turns on his alleged father, and he kicks Edge in the balls. He clotheslines Rey Mysterio, and I got a feeling this is going to be the hottest story in wrestling going forward. Am I wrong?
The hottest story in wrestling. That's a good chat. Do you think it'll be? Personally, I think the hottest story in wrestling near enough is always whatever Roman Reigns is involved in. Unless there's like AW backstage beef with CM Punk like there is now. That's what I think. But nonetheless, pal, I think Edge having his baby maker kicked in by Dominic Mysterio is an entertaining story. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the best story going for now, at least. We have Dominic versus his alleged father, Rey Mysterio. We're gonna have Dominic Mysterio out there cutting promos about how, Eddie is his real father, and he's ashamed to have Rey as his alleged father. Like you can see this. I could see it. Everybody could picture this, right? What I'm saying right now. You
Yeah.
know, they're gonna do some like ode to Eddie Guerrero, where when Eddie was sitting in the ring with the chair reading the story. There's gonna be something tagged along with this with Eddie. Like it's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. It's gonna be great. I think
Yeah.
it has potential to be a really good story. But then eventually they're gonna have to get in the ring, and
Mm.
that's where the problem with this story will lie, because Dominic is, like I said, not shown to be a great in ring performer. But I digress. But
I
overall, I thought it was interesting. What did you think?
Kevin, I don't think with Dom versus Ray, the in ring will be much of the issue. I think the in ring will actually be quite good, considering Dominic Mysterio, I'd imagine, would probably feel fairly comfortable in the ring with Ray because that's probably how he like grew up, you know. So I think
Right.
the match will actually be quite good. It's probably similar like the Seth Rollins match from SummerSlam a few years ago that Dominic had, where you watched it and went, "This is actually really good." Like I may have expected it wouldn't be as good just because Dominic Mysterio he sucks, but like it turns out quite good. The chat saying Dom needs to go to NXT. Yeah, agree. I don't disagree with that. But nonetheless, when it comes to this story, Kevin, I expect Dominic's acting is going to be a bit of an issue. Because he just looks like his eyes look like he's reading a script, like when he cuts promos. So that's an issue. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I think they'll do some segments that'll draw back to that Eddie thing, as you say, which for someone like you will be very cool to watch. I'd imagine like that.
Right.
But yeah, should be good. Should be good. Hopefully acting from Dom's good. It's not just Ray, you're my father or alleged father. Eddie's my actual father, pal. And then Ray's just like crying in the ring. You're like Aaliyah and like the mother there, just like breaking down in tears.
Oh my
Like,
god.
just like if you have Dominic Mysterio go, "Shut up, Aaliyah. You're the one who kissed Murphy." Like, if they make it all cringe, then I won't enjoy it. But hopefully, it's good, pal.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be good. It could flop very hard. To the Shark's point, it could flop very hard.
Yes.
I mean, like just like anything can, but this has heavy flop potential because of Dominic. But I don't know. We'll see. You know, I'm just glad to see Dominic keeping the Guerrero family legacy alive by feuding with Ray on behalf of his father. So
Well,
that's
Kevin,
always great.
the difference between this being like what it can be versus what it might probably be,
Bro, CR21 is in the chat, bro.
bro, long time no see, pal.
What's up,
But no, as I was
unknown?
saying,
What's
the
up,
difference
Stone Cold
between
Steve
what
Austin
this
316?
we got Steve Austin in the chat as well. We got
Yeah,
Attitude
Steve
Era
Austin
legend.
316, bro. Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'll just finish the point. I think people kind of know I'm going with this. This could be amazing or it could be really bad. That's like, it could be Dominic Mysterio cutting terrible promos and Ray fake crying in the ring. And then Aaliyah Mysterio like shoot crying. And then a match that's okay. That's what it could be, or it could be really good. So Kevin, hopefully it's good.
Yes, we need it, pal. We need this, pal. They have to do Eddie Guerrero right.
Kevin, how distraught would you be if this was just really bad? Like, Kevin, if this is like Dominic cutting awful promos, Ray looking like he doesn't want to be there, and he's embarrassed that his son's just bad, and then they bring up Eddie Guerrero poorly. Kevin, how would you feel as someone who grew up idolizing Eddie Guerrero? How would that make you feel? Walk us through that, pal.
I'd be a little upset. You know, I'd be a little upset. But at the end of the day, like I said, it could happen because of Dominic's involvement. So it's not something that I wouldn't exactly. It's not something that I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not worried about it all. Like, oh, I know this is going to be great. Like, I don't have that attitude. So I wouldn't be that upset. I'm not leaving too much optimism, if you will. Not a lot of optimism going in.
Gotcha. And also, yeah, Kevin, I'm sure what this will do, it'll give you, I guess, a chance in the next couple months to post some, 03, 04, 05 Eddie Guerrero content and maybe some Eddie and Ray, like throwback content on your Twitter. So that should bang for some likes, I reckon.
Yeah, that'll give me some follows there, John.
Pal, you were Twitter's most hated man, and now you're a Ruthless Aggression Era like and retweet machine. Pal.
Yes, everybody loves the Ruthless Aggression, pal.
Also, chat, while we're here, we've got 38 in the house. Do you think, or would you like me? So Kevin on Twitter is now the Ruthless Aggression Era guy. Should I do a PG era equivalent. Okay, this would be me posting random clips with Natalia fighting, me posting clips of like random moments you've forgotten. I think it'd be fun. My Twitter's dead anyway, so I think I'm going to do it. But yeah, chat, let me know. Do you want JTE to become a PG era stan/fan account for LOLs? I think that'd be good.
You might as well do it, pal.
You might as well.
So let's
go on.
let's talk about the opening match there, John.
Yes.
Just for a brief moment, we had Damage Control, Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky defeat Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. And I'll ask you, do you care about this match?
I don't care about the match. I'll just say it. But I think just because of who they've beaten, it's a big kind of, well, not big. I want to say big. That's a bit of a stretch, but it's an interesting result because, I mean, Bianca Belair is the Raw Women's Champion. Alexa Bliss is, I guess, the most, how do I want to put this, fanned for? Like, you know, as one of the biggest fanfares of any female wrestler. And then Asuka, who's been like a legend of the women's division per se. So they've beaten a pretty good team here, Damage Control. Am I going to review, Kevin, are we going to review the 20-minute 6-woman tag match move for move? No, but it's a good win for Bailey and her team. Kevin, any thoughts on this?
Well said. I'm going to just ride what you said. Yeah, I'll just let those thoughts stand for both of us.
Well, okay. Well, Kevin, can we review Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler now, pal? There's one bit of this I want to really, I guess, critically analyze. That being Michael Cole commentary.
Let's hear it. Go for it.
So this match, it's going. It's like 10 minutes deep. They get near the ending. There's like a pinfall attempt from Liv Morgan on Shayna. Shayna snaps into the Kirifuda, and Michael Cole just starts screaming, Kirifuda! 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 She locked it in! Locked it in! Locked it in! Locked it in! He just started screaming. I paused it, took a deep breath, and was like, Cole, why are you having an orgasm over the Kirifuda? Can we not? Like, Kevin.
That's the great Michael Cole there, John.
Kevin, it's the Kirifuda. You would have thought this was, I don't know, Brock Lesnar hitting an F5 to Jeff Hardy off a stage. The way the commentary was done here, you would have thought this was Mankind being thrown off the cell with how Michael Cole was screaming about the Kirifuda. It was ridiculous. And if you don't remember what I'm talking about, you think I'm blowing this out of proportion, go back and watch it. It's like he's going through the motions. He's like, oh, cover Morgan, cover Kirifuda, Kirifuda, Kirifuda. It's like, Cole, can you calm down a little bit? Like, we don't care. I don't know. Any thoughts? Kevin? Hello?
All right, so my thoughts on Michael
Kevin,
Cole
I think
having
I
an
killed
orgasm.
you. I think I killed you there. We vanished.
No, I tried to slide in that I was muting my mic for a second, but I am back now. Yeah, my thoughts on Michael Cole, essentially, like at this point, you already know, I don't really care. Like, I thought it was weird, yes, but it's kind of to be expected now. This is kind of Michael Cole's thing for a lot of years. Like, he'll just have moments where he just has an orgasm and just can't stop. It happens. It is what it is. This is Michael Cole. This is the great legendary Michael Cole at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this match personally. I took a break from the show because I was like, yeah, this is the match. Like, I just don't care who wins or who loses. Like, if Shayna won and then we get Shayna versus Ronda, great. If Liv wins and then we get Ronda versus Liv at Survivor Series and Ronda wins, great. Like, I don't know. Just don't care. Liv Morgan hasn't been a great champion. Shayna Baszler has been a joke ever since she debuted on Raw in early 2020 and bit Becky Lynch on the neck.
Oh, I forgot that happened. Oh, no.
She's been a complete joke. So I was not invested in this match either way.
But, Kevin, did you know Shayna Baszler locked in the Kirifuda?
I did not. Please tell me again, so I can
Kirifuda. It's locked in.
Lock it in, Corey. Lock it in.
Yeah. So if you want to just for lols and just watch back the last minute of that Liv Morgan Shayna Baszler match here, Michael Cole literally climaxing over the Kirifuda. It was some of the weirdest experience I've had watching it. I don't know. Something about that just hit me more than it should. But anyway, pal, I think we can move on from Michael Cole orgasming.
I think we can.
Where do you want to move on to, pal?
Let's talk about Gunther versus Sheamus, which I thought was the best match, bell for bell, in terms of in-ring quality. I thought this was the best match on the show.
Agree. Yes, this was everything we expected and wanted it to be. It was. I mean, Kevin, you can list the adjectives: brutal, hard hitting, physical. Sheamus's chest during the. I mean, Sheamus is pacey as is, pal, as you know, but oh my god.
Yeah, he was bleeding like relatively quickly into this match. This was an absolutely just a physical contest from bell to bell. I don't know how these two beat the hell out of each other for this long at going at that rate. It was like, what's the way you can describe it? It was like two heavyweight boxers just going all out, balls to the walls. It was crazy. It was a really good match. If anybody that was doubting it or hasn't seen it, go back and watch it. You know, I mean, for me, I don't know. I liked it. I like Sheamus. You know, I'm not a fan of like main event WWE champion Sheamus, but there's a reason why Sheamus has been in WWE for like what 15 years now at this point. He's good, you know, and Gunther's good. He looks incredible. He's in incredible shape. He's really transformed himself since when he first started in WWE back in NXT UK, and now he's on the main roster. And shout out to Papa H for putting this match on pay-per-view. This was the first time the IC title's been defended on pay-per-view all year or since WrestleMania or something?
Yeah, in ages. The chat, I'm sure someone in here knows when the last time before this the IC title was defended on premium live event in WWE. I'm pretty sure it's been a long time. Because that title was utterly irrelevant when Vince was at the helm. But yeah, Gunther's making it feel, I guess, important again. This match, Kevin, was just insane. One thing I will say before I throw back to you, these matches, Mania 37, oh my God, a year and a half. Holy hell.
But that was the last time that the IC title was defended on pay-per-view?
Yes, that was... What match was that? I forget what match that was. That
was Big E versus Apollo Crews, yeah.
Yeah, and in the drum fight, pal. Remember the Nigerian drum fight, pal?
Wale wrapped Big E down to the ring, bro.
Bro, you had Commander Aziz, bro. Aziz!
Well, we're getting spammed in the chat with WrestleMania 37. That is funny. What was the last time? What WrestleMania was it where the Intercontinental title was defended?
I can't remember. Was it WrestleMania 37? I can't tell. Yeah, no, like Kevin, one thing I will say, this style of wrestling, I'm not exactly someone who just wants to see just these absolute like brutal fights every match. I think it has its time and place. This was perfect. The fact that it was in front of the European crowd, it was these two just 6'4", just beasts beating the crap out of each other for 20 minutes. You could physically see like the battle scars on Sheamus, especially. Gunther took a bunch of heavy hits as well. That 11 beats of the Bowdron, that was nuts. You could literally you could feel that through the screen, pal. Like I don't know about you, but I'm watching Gunther getting smashed in the chest. I'm watching Sheamus getting chopped, and like you could like feel that. Like you felt physical pain watching it. Like
absolutely no, it was really it was brutal. I remember one point when they were just out of energy and they just started doing the hockey fight, and I was like, how are these guys still going? That was what, a 20-minute match or like a 15-minute match?
20-minute dogfight. Wasn't a 20-minute Miz match with fake punches and rest holds. It was 20 minutes of brutal action, pal.
Bro, the Miz lives rent-free in your head, bro.
Bro, Mike Mizanin had a storyline with Logan Paul about testicles.
Oh my God.
Bro, that was literally the storyline. It was the Mrs. Nutsack was the storyline. Anyway. Kevin, any other thoughts on this? Kevin. Ah. Oh my God. Also,
can you hear? Wait,
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. You vanished, pal. I was talking about the Miz and you vanished.
Yeah. I was talking too, but I guess you couldn't hear me. Can
Kevin,
you hear me now?
I thought me mentioning the Miz made you perform some like dangerous act on yourself. Like I thought I brought the
Oh
Miz
my
up one too
god,
many times and you just couldn't handle it.
bro,
You
the Miz
vanished.
lives rent free in your head, bro.
Bro, we got 50 people watching, bro. Let's go.
The
Get
Miz lives
around it.
rent free in your head, bro.
Bro, yeah, the Miz got kidnapped by Dexter Loomis. Exactly. Dexter Loomis, pal. That's Indy Hartwell's husband, pal.
Indy
Bro.
Hartwell's husband.
Bro,
Yes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
Let me say this real quick.
go on.
No, go ahead.
Go on.
Actually, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say one more thing about that match. I thought just generally, in my opinion, that's the most hard-hitting WWE match I think I've ever seen. Or it has to be like right up there. Obviously you see those style of matches in like garages around the world, but as far as the WWE stage, that was insane. Anyway, Kevin, continue.
Yeah, I thought the match was incredible. I really think that like this was a great way to get the Intercontinental Championship back on pay-per-view, and I think we could get some potential momentum being built for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel at least. It seems like it could happen. Well, what do you think? Do you think we're gonna get like more
100%,
Intercontinental
100%. Like
Championship matches?
the Intercontinental title, what it was 30 years ago, and what it can so easily be like these days with Gunther, and it can be a great like mid card or opening like great match. You know, it can be a part of the show where you go, you know, regardless of what's happening in the main event, regardless of what else is happening, you've got a really entertaining, brutal IC title match that you can bookend for each show. Which, yeah, I'd say, Kevin, the momentum of this title was the best it's been in what since Monday Night Rollins, probably. Like,
Probably, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right, JT. It definitely felt like an NJPW match. That's 100% fact. Um,
yeah, it was just an absolute dogfight. And yeah, people saying, yeah, Lashley versus Gunther, champion versus champion for Survivor Series. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. That'd be another just brutal match. You know, can't complain. You know,
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about unless you have anything else to say about the IC title match.
nah, move
I
on.
want to
Move
talk
on.
about Seth freaking Rollins versus Matt Riddle. Um, the build up to this match was insane. When you talk about a personal build up, like that promo, I think it was on the Go Home Raw before the
Yeah.
show, where Riddle was talking about how Becky is the man in Rollins' relationship, and then Rollins just claps back with, "Well, at least my wife didn't divorce me and take my kids away." And we're like, "Oh my God, like,
Yeah.
wow, are you serious? We're going there?
Yeah.
Like you're bringing up Riddle's like real life? Like, what's next? They're gonna bring up Riddle's allegations? Like, who God only knows at this point if this feud does continue." But I actually thought the match was good for a Matt Riddle match. I generally don't enjoy Riddle matches, but I thought this was good. Like he's actually, as much as I don't really like him, Riddle's actually one of the top guys in WWE. He's probably one of like the top 10 or 12 guys if we're just talking male superstars.
Yeah.
Um, he's up there for sure. He might even be in the top like 8. And the
Yeah.
match was good. Seth Rollins continues to prove why he's the best wrestler in the world, and he hasn't even won a freaking match on pay-per-view by pinfall since the match with Cesaro last year. The match they had, I think it was Hell in a Cell.
That's
That just shows
insane.
that you don't
That
need to
is
win matches to be
insane.
over.
Like that was a year and a half ago. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
he's finally living out the expectations that were set by him or set on him by fans of being the next generation's HBK.
Hmm.
And I think that's what he is now. Shawn Michaels didn't need to win matches. Shawn Michaels went out there and had good matches, entertaining storylines, and that's what Seth Rollins is doing. He's finally found a gimmick that works for him with this like drip god Seth freaking Rollins gimmick.
Well, Kevin, it did take a while to get here. I mean, we did have the great match babyface Rollins era in 2018. We had the man's man era where he was a simp. We had that. I mean, we had the Messiah Rollins where you had him gouging out Rey Mysterio's eye. Like there was a lot of kind of midness to get through to where we are today. But yeah, Kevin, as you say, I talked about before with like the IC title and like Gunther now being like a bookend for every show. Like every WWE premium live event, you know you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get a top quality IC title Gunther match. Kevin, you know you're going to get a top quality Seth Rollins match now on every show, which is it's good because he can just in the ring, he is just phenomenal. Like the storytelling is just next level. This match was, I mean, I really enjoyed it. You said you liked it, which is saying a lot because it's a Riddle match. I know you don't really like that at all. But like for me, I thought this was great. Matt Riddle, he stands out more than most guys in the industry. He's just different, dude. Like it's who he is. It's that kind of just natural comedy side, stoner side, and like real fighter thing. It's like it's this weird kind of dynamic that just clicks for him. So I really enjoyed it. Chat, I'm sure you guys loved it too.
But you
um,
talk about him standing out. Riddle does stand out.
hmm,
You know, my mom knows him. She doesn't know his name, but my mom saw him like his music, heard his music, and she was like, "Oh, is that the guy that comes out with no shoes?"
yeah,
So you know, he's got something about him. Like he's got that casual appeal. I mean, he was in the UFC, and I think he just has that aura, that it factor, that thing about him. You know, like the and not wearing shoes is part of it. The whole like stoner gimmick, the music, like just how cool and how chill he comes across.
hmm,
He just comes across on screen like a guy that you want to hang out with. You know, he's just a really cool guy. You know, aside from all the personal things that I hope are not true or whatever, but
hmm.
yeah, I mean Riddle and Rollins. I didn't really go into it with high expectations. I knew it would be good because
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was in it, but I didn't think it'd be that good. I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was pretty good. And overall, I mean, this show there's not a lot of holes to poke in this show. This show overall was pretty good. This might be the best pay per view in WWE this year. What do you think?
Ooh. I mean, well, what were the other? I mean, refresh my memory here. What would be the other? I guess challenges to that title of best show, because it definitely wouldn't be the Royal Rumble from this year. That show
No,
was not
correct.
good.
Yeah.
The elimination show, whatever show they did in between Rumble and Mania was eh. WrestleMania was good. You know, some good moments over the two nights. Hell in a Cell was good. This is a really good main event. But like what I don't know. This was just an enjoyable show to watch. I don't know from a ranking standpoint if it, you know, yeah, SummerSlam, that's a good one. But I think from a ranking standpoint, it's up there. It was just an entertaining show. Main event, really enjoyable. Some stuff in there was a bit, I don't know about it, but really enjoyable match. Gunther and Sheamus was awesome. I personally enjoyed Riddle and Rollins, and then the rest of the show was just easy to watch. You had Dominic kicking a 48-year-old Canadian man in his baby maker. So, Kevin, where'd you rank it, Cal?
You know, I thought SummerSlam was good. Um, I mean, the main event was great. You know, it had some good moments. I actually thought Money in the Bank was an okay show. You know, it
Hmm.
wasn't great. But I did enjoy it more than I thought I would going into it. You know, for what it was. But I wouldn't say that it was a great show. Hell in a Cell is probably my the second best show of the year, or this one, either one. Like I think those are the two best. Just the amount of like naming which one I think is the best. I really enjoyed Hell in a Cell. I don't know why. I guess because of the main event. That's really like it was kind of like a one match show, but the main
Yeah.
event was so good that it really just elevates it to that next level. Because yeah, WrestleMania was good, but is there one match really that sticks out on night one or night two as like an all time great match? Like yeah, Stone
No.
Cold came back and that was great. Roman versus Brock was not great. You know, Logan Paul was good in his tag team match, but it was good. You know,
Yeah.
I'm struggling to find something. Becky versus Bianca was pretty good, but I
Yeah.
think for the sheer fact that Rollins and Cody tore the house down, had the first 5-star match that WWE's had in Dave Meltzer's newsletter in in 12 years, 11 years since Punk Cena.
Hmm.
So I think just for that fact, I would say Hell in a Cell is probably like the second best show, but this one was probably number one. Like if I'm gonna go back and watch any pay per view so far from 2022, it's gonna be Clash at the Castle.
Yeah. Yeah. Just probably because of the crowd and the atmosphere, it was just different. Because obviously the European element with where it was, the stadium filled with Europeans, I think that made it enjoyable. There weren't moments where I was just like, oh, I don't want to watch this. I'm just going to totally just turn this off.
Wait, hold on, pal. Hold on. I'm sorry. We have Paul Levesque in the chat, bro. Paul Levesque
Oh my
himself
god.
has made an appearance.
Oh my God.
Paul
Kevin.
Levesque, is that you, bro?
Kevin, do you have any questions to ask Paul Levesque? He's in the chat. Do you have any
Paul
questions to Paul
Levesque,
Levesque?
what are your plans, Paul? What are your plans for Roman Reigns' title reign? Are you going to have him lose to Austin Theory via cash-in?
Paul, tell us. Put in the chat right now, Paul Levesque. Who is Roman Reigns losing his undisputed title to?
Paul,
Please.
have you attempted to buy out Adam Cole's AEW contract so you can bring him back in a heroic moment on Monday Night Raw?
Paul, are you tampering with the contracts of all elite wrestling superstars? Paul, is AEW an inside job?
Oh God, Curvin Abreu asked Triple H why he buried Booker T.
Oh no. Triple H, why did you pedigree Booker T and then do a lap of Seattle and then a party with Limp Bizkit and then perform a deed with Stephanie, then walk down to the ring and then pin Booker T? Why?
That might be my single greatest bit in the history of this show.
Yeah.
That was so great. I was in my bag with that one. Paul, we need your response. No, that was I forgot what video that was on, but I gotta find that and listen to that back because that was I was absolute peak bona fide heat.
You just absolutely screaming. It might have been like the SummerSlam preview or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Or WrestleMania. Well, I don't know, but it was great. Yeah, chat. Yeah, Sean, Triple H, Paul Levesque. Why did you move the draft next year, pal? As Destructor says, do you know TWRP? As I'm not reading that one.
Oh man, that's funny. Wow, that escalated quick, didn't it, there, pal?
Oh Jesus.
That escalated very quick.
But
wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Chat, we'll give you like another minute. Get your questions in for Paul Levesque. If Paul Levesque doesn't want to answer, then that's just Paul Levesque backing out.
Paul Levesque is running from the truth, bro.
Bro, Paul Levesque called the show 10 out of 10, then left, bro. That's a real boss.
Bro, Paul Levesque watches Elite Heat. Confirmed, bro.
Bro, ridiculous.
Well, this is great. All right, pal. So let's move forward with this conversation that we are having.
Yes. So, Kevin, I'd say just to real quick round it up overall, I give the show an 8 out of 10. And where that ranks it from the rest of the shows this year, I'll figure that out at the end of the year. But I'd say Clash of the Castle 2022, an 8 out of 10 show, an enjoyable watch, a fun main event, a hard-hitting match for the IC title, some enjoyable stuff throughout, no bad moments. So, yeah, that's that. What would you rate it, pal?
I give it a 7 out of 10 for a couple of things. One, for the presence of the women's matches and the execution. It could have been better. Not that they were bad, but it just could have been better. And then
Kirifuda!
Oh my God. Then on top of that, Drew McIntyre not winning the belts. Like, I would have loved to see McIntyre win, have that big moment in his in the United Kingdom, in his home, I guess, nation, if you will, with like not millions. I'm sorry, thousands of people chanting his name. I would have loved to see that. Even if he had lost the belt back to Roman like the next night on Raw, or if they had said, "Oh, the win didn't count for whatever reason, like a referee bump, or oh, it was a different referee because Roman accidentally knocked out the referee and he, was sleeping for 25 minutes after a light punch to the head, and then another referee came out, counted the 3, and then Triple H came out and took the belt away from McIntyre. Like they could have done that, something like that, just to have McIntyre get that big moment. I thought that would have been cool and very creative, but. Other than that, I thought the show was great. The crowd was fantastic. It's rewatchable, like I said, so I would say 7 out of 10.
Absolutely. And pal, now I guess we've covered the show. Now let's get into some, I guess, more fun discussion, debate with the chat.
Let's talk about Philip Jack Brooks, bro. Bro, we got to talk about Philip Jack Brooks. I have so many questions for you as a lifelong die-hard fan of Philip Jack Brooks.
Yes, pal. My favorite wrestler of all time, CM Punk. Pal, hit me.
Chick magnet, Punk, bro. Okay, so I don't think we've done a video or any kind of content since 2 weeks ago on Dynamite when Philip Jack Brooks lost the AEW championship in a 3-minute squash match, have we?
No, no, no.
All right, so for a quick recap for you, bro, for the audience as well, just to set some context. Philip Jack Brooks, your favorite wrestler, went into this match versus John Moxley at AEW Dynamite. For whatever reason, this match was given away for free. It popped 1 million ratings, so I guess Tony Khan got what he wanted.
Yeah.
With that being said, Philip J. Brooks walks out into the ring, tries to execute an enziguri on Jonathan Moxley, and he, quote unquote, breaks his foot or re injures his foot or whatever. And Moxley just beats him up and wins the AEW title in 3 minutes, bro. And then last week on Dynamite, Philip Jack Brooks comes out, makes fun of a fat man in the audience while he's in the middle of cutting a babyface promo. Even though he's a heel, he's cutting a babyface promo because he's in Chicago. And he signs the contract, the open contract, to face John Moxley because Moxley would face anyone for All Out. Pal, now that I've laid the table for you, give me your thoughts on everything that has transpired with Philip Jack Brooks over the past 10 days.
I don't care about the match at All Out because CM Punk just lost to this guy in 2 minutes in a squash last week. Is that clear? I don't know how you think, but like I'm watching Punk calling some dude fat in the audience, saying he's gonna redeem himself and beat Moxley at the pay-per-view. I'm just like, bro, you got embarrassed a week ago. Like, what is this, bro? Like, I don't know, Kevin. What did you? I thought the whole thing was dumb. What did you think?
I thought it was kind of whack too. Overall, like in theory, I think it's whack. But I watched the moment, the promo on live on Dynamite last week, and it kind of suckered me in a little bit. I was like, okay, this is good. Like top notch mic work from Punk. Like this is the kind of stuff that I was expecting from him when he first signed with AEW. And to see that we're finally getting that, the passion, the rah, the mic skills, the originality. It wasn't just him complaining about WWE like he usually does when he has a mic in his hand.
True.
There was meaning to it, so I dug it. Yeah, it's kind of corny, the whole like open contract thing, but this is a chance for Punk to get a big moment in Chicago and maybe win the title back. I don't think he will. I think Moxley will still beat him, but I think the two will have a good match.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I agree with Curvin in the chat. That's literally my thoughts. Yeah, 3-minute Punk versus Moxley, first time ever match on free to air TV, and now the rematch is just happening. Okay.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they could have done. I will say that too. They could have done without the match on Dynamite. It was what it was, but like I said, that promo last week, watching it live, kind of suckered me in. So it was cool. I mean, Punk did a whole thing where he looked like he was going to retire, and then his trainer came out and like pretty much punked him out and gave him a pep talk into not retiring. So, it was pretty good. I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. It was good creative. Like it wasn't like for AEW standards, it wasn't a great story, but it's better than what we usually get on Dynamite. Because Dynamite is usually pretty thin on stories and character development and content like that.
Agree. And just to clarify, we're not going to do an all-out like preview because we have 40 people currently in the chat. If we do that, we'll be down to 9. We're not going to preview the 15-match all-out card, but Kevin, we're not doing that, pal.
No, we are not doing that, pal.
No.
Yeah, but now that we've talked about Philip Jack Brooks, is there anything else you want to discuss?
I want to have a discussion about kind of what the main event of Clash of the Castle means going forward. Because obviously this is the main event storyline, and there are a few things to unpack from that. So just a real quick recap. Solo Sikoa is now, I guess, a part of the bloodline, I guess. Tyson Fury is probably going to have a match with Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre is probably feuding with Karrion Kross. And it seems like now, in my opinion, Kevin, Cody Rhodes is the only person realistically who should be beating Reigns the undisputed title at this point. Is that fair? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's it. Who else could it be? I mean, it can't be Seth Rollins. We've seen him as champion. Like, as great as he's been as a character, I just don't want to see him as champion. I don't know. I don't want to say never again, but he would have to do, like, at least another year's worth of good creative work as a character before I want to see him as champion again. Um, yeah, and I don't want to see Riddle or I don't want to see Randy Orton or Austin Theory be champion. I don't. Cody's really the only guy that I could see. It would be this big moment. You have Cody come back at the Royal Rumble, come in number 26, eliminate 5 or 6 other superstars, and get that big Royal Rumble win, and then beat Roman Reigns in LA in a stadium. I mean, it would be great, and I think he would be. It would validate him and everything that people have said about him, saying that he was the future, going way back to like 2008, 2009, saying that Cody was the future. And I think he's the guy that could be the full time face of WWE for at least a few years, maybe 2, 3 years. You know, he may not be like a John Cena type guy. You know, he's a little bit older, but he could be the face of WWE for a couple of years. I don't see why not.
So with that, so with WrestleMania 39, then so it's 2 nights, correct?
Yes.
So would you do Reigns versus Rhodes for the titles on one night, and the other night's Reigns versus Rock?
Oh, that would be wild if they could get The Rock. Yeah, I don't know, but I think for me, I think you got to have Cody and Knight too beating Roman Reigns for both belts. Like I don't know. Like we haven't really seen any indication, any rumor that The Rock is going to come back, but yeah, if The Rock does come back, yeah, you'd have to do it. Both nights have Roman pull double duty, but ideally, I would like to see Cody win that title on night 2 and close WrestleMania as the guy going forward. I think that would be the best possible outcome.
I agree, and it's just the timing of it, because if Rock and Reigns isn't happening next WrestleMania, it's never happening.
Right.
Or that they managed to do it, but it's like in 3 years' time, when like all or kind of like the hype and momentum Reigns has now is kind of gone, and The Rock's like 57. Like we don't need to see it at a Saudi show in 4 years. It needs to happen at WrestleMania this coming year because of the circumstances at the moment. So yeah, hopefully they don't fumble the bag. There's a Rhodes returning coming. Hopefully The Rock's going to come in. But in the meantime, pal, Tyson Fury versus Roman Reigns, pal.
Yeah, we're getting a boxer, the Gypsy King, facing Roman Reigns. I guess like that's what it seemed like. I mean, they did this awkward confrontation where Fury just kind of stared at Roman Reigns for like 30 seconds and then said something on the mic, shook his hand, and that was it. Roman just left. I mean, I thought Fury was going to knock him out or Roman was going to fight him or something. Like, honestly, in the back of my head, when they had that confrontation, I was like, oh my God, is Fury going to knock him out and then Austin Theory is going to cash in? Like, is that what's going to happen?
Imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, then Fury is going to be feuding with Roman. Like, Roman's going to be mad at Fury for tossing him the belt. I don't know.
Could you imagine? Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen for like a split second, but I'm glad it didn't.
Could you imagine the show literally ends with? Could you imagine you tell anyone like a month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, Reigns' 2-year-long undisputed title reign will end with Tyson Fury, the heavyweight boxing champion, knocking him out, and Austin selfie stick Theory cashing in Money in the Bank. Could you imagine if they did that?
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me that like 18 months ago, when we're like, 4 months into Roman's historic reign, like, I wouldn't even know what to do. Honestly, I would have been like, nah, you're stupid. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and the SCW, yeah. I mean, Tyson did mention that in the press conference that he does have, he said boxing fights he needs to have. But I guess as someone who follows heavyweight boxing a tiny bit, I mean, who's he fighting now? Because he's done 3 versus Wilder. He's battered Deontay as much as you can. Anthony Joshua is irrelevant now because he can't beat Usyk, and Usyk's, I guess, the only one for him to fight. But Tyson Fury's like, he sounds like he's nearly enough done with boxing. He was mentioning retirement after his last fight, so I don't know. It seems like they're going to do like a Saudi showdown match against Roman Reigns just like what they did with Braun Strowman a few years back. That's what it feels like. Kevin, I don't know.
I think you're right. That's 100% what I thought. As soon as Fury got in the ring, I was like, all right, we're going to get Tyson Fury versus Roman Reigns at some point. I can see that a Saudi show. Why not? And I don't really have a problem with that. Like, who else is Roman gonna face? What we're gonna have Roman. I don't know. We have Roman
Damn
versus
it,
Finn
Kevin. No,
Balor.
Roman needs to face a deserving young star like 42-year-old
Yes,
Fergal Devitt.
your favorite wrestler, Fergs.
Yeah, great. Like that's the thing. If Reigns just had his pay-per-views was just an awesome last man standing SummerSlam main event against Brock Lesnar, and then a Drew McIntyre match in Principality Stadium in Wales in front of 62,000 like Europeans. He's just done that. If he wants to have, and WWE's going to have him do like some 10-minute exhibition-y type match against the heavyweight boxing champion in Saudi Arabia, go for it. He's held the damn belts for 2 years. They just need to get him through to WrestleMania somehow. If that's how they're going to fill in the next month, fine. Drew McIntyre can feud with Cross. Solo Sikoa can kick Sami Zayn out of the bloodline. There's SmackDown books. Easy,
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have no problem with it. And what about Paul Heyman? I know you mentioned him earlier. Like, do you think Paul Heyman is going to come back at any point?
Yes, I'd like to think he would. Because Paul Heyman's just such great TV, him being there. But at this stage, do you need Paul Heyman to rush back to build up a feud with Tyson Fury? Like, I guess we're going to see 6 weeks of Roman Reigns telling Tyson Fury to acknowledge him, and Tyson Fury saying that Reigns is a bum dosser who he'd knock out, I guess. Fine.
Yeah, why not? Paul Heyman out there cutting a promo on heavyweight boxing champion Tyson Fury, bro. I don't
Tyson
know.
Fury, acknowledge me. Sacramento, acknowledge me.
And what does this mean going forward for Roman Reigns? Like, is he just going to be champion until WrestleMania next year? Is that the play?
Well, I guess after that, if he's going to lose anytime this year, it was going to be today against Drew in Europe, but that didn't happen. So it seems, unless they want to have Tyson Fury be the undisputed WWE champion, that they're going to have.
It's starting to feel like a foregone conclusion that Roman's going to be champion until WrestleMania 39, which also has me nervous, thinking that he's going to lose the belt soon.
Well, hopefully he doesn't lose it to The Rock. I mean, that would be a disaster. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Like, if WWE, Kevin, how would you react if Karrion Kross dethrones Roman Reigns? How would the chat react if Karrion Kross, TikTok pal, dethrone Reigns?
If Karrion Kross dethroned Roman Reigns, I don't think I would take WWE serious at all. Like, there's no way. This guy that nobody knows who he is. We're all just supposed to know who he is because he was good in NXT during the pandemic and Triple H likes him. Is going to come out and just beat Roman Reigns? Like, no, I would not be into that.
Kevin,
his wife is the star. I'm sorry, but his wife is the star of that duo.
Kevin, but Karrion Kross showed up in a biker jacket at the end of one final beat 2 years ago in NXT, pal. Karrion Kross is legit, pal. Okay? Karrion Kross says TikTok, pal.
Yeah, he TikToks, pal.
Pal, Karrion Kross is in. He's hip. He's new. He's fresh. His catchphrase, TikTok, is the biggest social media platform in the world, pal. That's ratings.
Bro. That's ratings, bro. Scarlett is best for business.
Can you imagine Triple H and Gorilla? He's like, TikTok's popular, eh? Hey, Karrion, get in here. Say TikTok.
Say TikTok to me there, John. Oh, man.
But yeah, like I mean, it'll be okay. I'm sure we'll have a good 3-month storyline where like Karrion Kross is, planting an hourglass in Drew McIntyre's locker room, and Drew McIntyre is looking at the hourglass like crying, and like his face is turning red, and he smashes the hourglass, and all of a sudden the lights go out and he's like laughing in the dressing room. Like I'm sure they'll do some skits like that with Cross and Drew. Drew will be, it'll be like the old Bray Wyatt segments where like Drew McIntyre, his mind games. He doesn't know how he feels. Cross is like the hourglass is everywhere, and like I'm sure they'll do stuff like that, pal. But Kevin, will that get you watching SmackDown, pal?
Probably not.
But pal, he says TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not into Karrion Kross. I don't want to turn this into a dumping on Karrion Kross segment.
God.
No, but then yeah, like Roman Reigns, I don't know, bro. I get a little nervous when things start to feel like a conclusion in wrestling. Don't you?
Well,
Like it feels like a conclusion. He's gonna be champion going into WrestleMania 39. Like what if he just loses on a random appearance, like at a house show? They have Austin Theory catch it and win the belt at a house show. Like,
oh my
God only
God,
knows what this company.
You can picture that happening. There's like they open Monday Night Raw with like an exclusive WWE.com thing. Austin Theory cashed in like the car park, and he's like the new undisputed champion. And then the whole wrestling world just explodes. Like,
I can see it. You could see it. The chat could see it. I'm sure everybody could see it. Like it's very possible.
But pal, did you know Shayna Baszler locked in the Kirifuda?
Oh my God.
And did you know Karrion Kross says TikTok?
Speaking of commentators, where was Pat McAfee on this show?
I don't know. Maybe he knew what was coming with Michael Cole and the Kirifuda, and he wanted no part of it. I don't know.
Bro, he had NFL commitments. I don't know. But
bro, he was watching the Indianapolis Colts play a game. I don't know. Just...
oh man. Well, is there anything else you want to throw out there, pal? Before we get up on out of here?
I'm trying to think anything we need to cover because I mean, who knows when we upload or stream next. I want to make sure we've covered every little thing for right now. Oh, actually, yeah, Kevin, there's a show coming up. Which I want to get your brutally honest thoughts about, pal. This is the show. Do you know what I'm referring
to? When Worlds Collide?
Yes, when Worlds collide with no storyline, pal. Are you excited?
Oh, can't wait, pal.
Pal, I remember when they had a great Worlds Collide show a few years back featuring the Undisputed Era and Imperium feuding for literally no reason.
Bro. So who's involved in When Worlds Collide? Is that like a New Japan thing or?
No, so that's NXT versus NXT UK. There, John.
Right. It's NXT versus UK. I forgot. That's right.
Yeah. So, for instance, there's a women's match. Mandy Rose, who's been the NXT Women's Champion for literally a year, facing Miko Satomura, the NXT UK Women's Champion. And Blair Davenport, pal, your favorite wrestler.
Bro, how'd you know?
Pal.
That is my objective favorite wrestler, bro.
Evan, when you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, what am I going to do today? I'm going to go to work. I got to refill gas in my car. I got to go to Taco Bell. Got to, drop something off for my parents. When you're going through your day, you think, damn, when can I fit in 15 minutes to watch that Blair Davenport match?
Oh my God, that's
Kevin,
so bad.
You're sat there. It's like 7:30 p.m. You're like, what am I gonna get for dinner? I'm feeling a bit hungry. I don't know. You've got like your wife's trying to call you. You just like you don't even answer. You're like, I'm watching Blair Davenport wrestle Miko Satomura. I can't answer the phone. I'm putting off my dinner for half an hour. I'm watching Miko Satomura versus Blair Davenport, pal.
Oh my God. Yeah, I guess the theme is they're unifying all the belts, the NXT belt and the NXT UK belt. Braun Breaker is going to destroy Tyler Bate, eat him for lunch. And this show is taking place in Orlando. They didn't bring this show on the road, bro. Like, this is a perfect show to put in front of a crowd in the UK. I don't get it.
Why didn't they do this as like the curtain raiser to the Clash of the Castle show? Have Braun Breaker wrestling in front of 62,000 people. What kind of that's good exposure, is it not? Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is like the UK is the audience that this stuff is made for. They're the only people that I think would be willing to show up for a big like stadium NXT show or like a even a big arena NXT show at this point. Like NXT, they used to do arena shows when Takeover was hot, but
hmm.
they haven't been able to do that in a while. So I think this would be the one show they could do it in the UK.
Yeah, and like it's 5 matches. Like, even if what you do for this is you tape like 2 of them before the show and like 3 of them after Clash of the Castle, so the audience doesn't get too like burnt out at any stage. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't do that. Like, you can have Bron Breakker and Tyler Bate have their match like right before Clash of the Castle starts, so the crowd's like hot, they're amped, there's 60,000 people into it. As you say,
Hmm.
this is the fan base for it, but instead it'll be literally in Orlando in front of 400 people. Like, okay,
Yeah,
you know.
doesn't make a lot of sense. That's a confusing one. We got to ask Papa H pal if he ever replies to us in the comments.
Yeah, but now Papa H has gone missing, pal. He's gone missing, pal, just like Johnny Ace.
Bro, Papa H loves WWE, bro.
Kevin, when I grow up, I want to be a paralegal.
Oh my god.
Kidding.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Wow. Wow. That
That has
escalated
no
very
correlation
quickly.
to anything relating to WWE. Just, it's a good, I guess, career position. So there you
That
go.
escalated insanely quick, pal.
I did not mean that. Oh no.
It's okay. I love when things escalate, pal. I'm not against it. Bro, the
All good.
paralegal loved Vince McMahon, bro.
Oh god. No, I'm not referring to that at all, pal. I'm just referring to the career of a paralegal, pal.
Bro, it's the paralegal, bro. The paralegal heard around the world, bro.
Oh god.
Bro, a paralegal signed an NDA and still snitched on Vince McMahon.
Oh god, this stream has absolutely gone off the rails. So yeah, pal, I think that's literally it. We'll catch you when we do next time. Kevin, I'm sure we'll upload plenty of content on both of our channels between now and then. And
Yes,
yeah.
lots of content, pal. Lots of content coming. The Elitist is dropping videos after video again, like it's 2020, pal.
Oh my god. Yep, like it's 2020. I'm trying to clickbait anything I can for 300 views.
That's how we get down out here in these streets, pal.
Oh my god. But pal, American Pie, pal.
Pie, pie, it's American pie.
Pal, Kevin, one more thing I want to say before we end this stream.
I'm listening, pal.
You're sat there, okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You're on your
God have
couch.
mercy.
It's
Yes,
it's
I know
8
where this is
p.m.
going.
Okay, you've got your parents there.
Yep.
You've had a long, arduous, hard, challenging day at work. You picked up your Taco Bell on the way home. Okay, you sat.
Yeah, that's totally what I eat, pal. You're right. You caught me.
Okay, so fine.
I'm
You
kidding.
grab
I'm just
your
kidding.
Wendy's, okay, and then you're sat
Okay.
down on your couch, Kevin. It's 8 p.m. You're like, parents, watch this. You turn on the WWE network on Peacock. Out comes Blair Davenport. You're like, this is the star of wrestling, pal. This is why I watch. Your parents are like, put Riddle on. I'd rather watch him.
It's American pie.
I think on that
Yeah,
note, that's a late heat done for the night.
I'm in town. Party's going down.
Carafona!
Oh man, what a day. What a stream. Everyone that is joining the stream, we love you all and we thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming out. Pretty good viewership, actually. We hit, I think, a peak of 50, what was it? 50 something viewers, I believe. Pretty good.
Yeah,
We take
sounds
those.
about right, pal.
We take those. We've had a few viewers for the stream, which, we love to see. We've been in suggested videos, browse features, a good amount of views. We've cracked over 1,000 views for once on a stream, which is good.
Wow, look at that. That is phenomenal.
Pal, we're popping bottles like a G6, pal.
Pal, we are the objective kings of stream, bro.
Okay, pal. I'm going to end this stream in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
4, 3,
You're all the
2.
best.
Jared
We love
Fuller!
you.
1.
We love you.